That's over in the Gospels. The book of Luke.
Amen.
The book of Luke. Amen. Luke chapter 17. Luke chapter 17. And we're going to read 4 verses on tonight. And then we're going to get, amen, rolling so we can get out of the way.
Take your time. Take your time.
But I feel pretty good tonight. Amen. Will you have it say amen? Amen. We're going to read the 17th chapter, but we're going to read verses 11 through 14. Amen. And let's read that together, and let's read it powerful, because you all are anointed. You powerful. Don't never read God's word like you're scared to read it. Always open up your mouth and say what it said. Amen. Come on, let's read that together.
And it came to pass, as he went to Jerusalem, that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood far off. And they lifted up their voices and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, Go show yourself unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed.
Amen. 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 If you would look at your neighbor, and amen, if they look like they don't want to talk to you, then you tell them move, change your seat. And say, neighbor, the preacher's going to talk about tonight. It's about time that you thank God for some of the stuff he already done. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. My brothers and sisters, our lesson today starts with Jesus having a conversation with the apostles.
All right.
You look at verse 5 of the same chapter, chapter 17, verse 5. The apostles said unto the Lord, increase our faith. Jesus responded in the next verse, verse 6, by encouraging them to have faith like a small mustard seed.
Yes.
Then they could say to a mulberry tree, be pulled up by the roots and be planted in the sea. Verse 6, and the tree would obey them.
Yes, sir.
I believe tonight, my brothers and sisters, saints and sinners, Jesus was only saying, if you have faith, you will plant it by doing something. One of the ways we release our faith is by doing something God asks of us. Faith often requires us to take action. The apostles were doing nothing in the situation, and yet they wanted great faith. Are you going to pray with me tonight? Verse 11, my brothers and sisters, Jesus never followed a direct route. But we do know here in this text, Jesus passes through Samaria and Galilee. But he's on his way to Jerusalem. Verse 12, Jesus now entered into a certain village where he is met by 10 men Now you may ask the question, what is a leper? A leper is a short medical term for a person who has a disease called leprosy. Somebody say leprosy. Leprosy, my brothers and sisters, is a infection that's associated with your skin part of your body. If you're not careful, leprosy can be very contagious. Are you praying with me tonight? My brothers and sisters, leprosy is mentioned upwards 40 times, depending on the version or the translated Bible that you use. But it's talked about 40 times. The main reason leprosy is talked about so much in the Bible is that it is a graphic illustration of sin's destructive power. Israel, leprosy was a powerful object lesson of the sin in a person's life. Leviticus, the Old Testament, my brothers and sisters, God had given the Israelites very specific instructions on how to deal with leprosy and other skin infections. Leviticus chapter 13, verses 2 through 3. Anyone suspected of having this disease, if you was suspected that you had leprosy, and you had to go to the priest for examination. Are you praying with me tonight? Leviticus chapter 13, verses 45 through 46. If found to be infected with this condition, the person who had the disease had to wear torn clothes and let the hair of their head hang low. And he shall cover up his upper lip and cry out, unclean, unclean. The person shall remain unclean as long as he has the disease called leprosy. This person that has leprosy, my brothers and sisters, also had to live alone. His dwelling shall be outside of the camp, away from anyone that does not have leprosy. The leper, the person with leprosy then was considered unclean, watch this, physically and spiritually. I can walk with me for a moment. Oh, my brothers and sisters, Numbers chapter 5, verses 2. Many people believe God inflicted the curse of leprosy upon people for the sins they committed. In fact, those with leprosy were so despised and mistreated that they were not even allowed to live in any community, even with their own relatives. A leper was not allowed to come within 6 feet of any other human, including their own parents. This disease was considered so revolting that the leper wasn't permitted to come within 150 feet of anyone when the wind was blowing. Lepers live in a community with other lepers. until they either got better or died. Matthew chapter 8 verses 2 through 4 records the first story of a leper who was healed by Jesus. Are you walking with me tonight? But now, as we get in here to Luke chapter 17, our key verse, the scripture, the chapter, the verse that we started reading, Jesus is now entering a certain village. Somebody say a certain village. And 10 lepers, 10 men that had leprosy. They stood afar off, because you just heard me when I said that they was not allowed to even come around other people that did not have this disease. But now they see Jesus, and still, even though this Jesus, they stands afar off, they stands at a distance. And with a loud voice, they cried out and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. If you would, my brothers and sisters, let me put a pin right there with that word us. That word us have caused a lot of innocent folks to end up in trouble that they don't even got no business being in, because somebody included you in their mess. You got to be careful when you partner up with folks, because everybody don't got the same motives that you got.
That's right.
Somebody say amen. That's why I